Canada's decision to buy F-35 fighter jets has suddenly turned into a diplomatic crisis. Canada had agreed to purchase 16 F-35s, but Prime Minister Mark Carney paused the deal, believing there may be a smarter alternative. Washington didn't respond with discussion. It responded with a warning. At the Munich Security Conference, the US ambassador made it clear, if Canada walks away from the F-35 program, it can forget about future trade deals with the United States. This wasn't advice between allies, it was pressure. At the same time, Sweden presented a very different offer. Saab proposed the Gripen E, not just to sell jets, but to build them in Canada. Full technology transfer, local manufacturing, thousands of jobs. The difference is simple. With the F-35, Canada is a customer. With the Gripen, Canada becomes a partner. This isn't really about fighter jets. It's about whether Canada controls its own defense or merely rents it.
Beyond the glossy marketing, the F-35's most serious problems are rarely discussed. The first is readiness. In a U.S. Senate hearing, Senator Roger Wicker admitted that many F-35s are regularly grounded and unable to fly. Readiness rates are far below what was promised. This wasn't foreign criticism, it came from inside the United States. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, maintenance costs have exceeded projections by $6 billion, with delays of 5 years or more. When a country spends tens of billions on fighter jets, reliability isn't optional. The second issue is control. The U.S. owns all core F-35 software and systems. Canada cannot independently upgrade, modify, or fully maintain the aircraft. Every update and spare part runs through a US-controlled logistics system. The implication is clear. If Washington restricts updates or parts, Canada's fleet could be grounded without a shot being fired.
The third issue is flexibility. Washington claims Canada can't operate multiple fighter types. History disagrees. The Royal Canadian Air Force has done exactly that before, and the Gripen already works seamlessly in NATO exercises. So why push this argument? Because uniformity increases dependence. As the debate heated up, retired General Tom Lawson warned against operating two fighter fleets. What's rarely mentioned, Lawson spent 6 years consulting for Lockheed Martin, the maker of the F-35. And once you know that, the warning sounds very different.
While this relationship wasn't secret, it raised serious questions about impartiality, and Canadians noticed. Then came a major shift. Retired Lieutenant General André Deschamps, once one of the F-35 program's strongest supporters, and the man who originally pushed Canada into it, reversed his position. He now says the contract should be cancelled. His reason is simple: control. The United States owns the software, the parts, the upgrades, everything. Canada cannot operate the F-35 without continuous approval from Washington. And with a US president like Donald Trump, who has openly joked about Canada becoming the 51st state, long-term access isn't guaranteed. This isn't a technical dispute, it's about sovereignty. When a former champion of the program calls for withdrawal, it signals a deeper problem. And this isn't theoretical. Denmark has already lived it. Earlier this year, Danish lawmakers learned the US had removed parts from Denmark's F-35s and sent them to Israel without informing Copenhagen. Denmark couldn't stop it. It didn't approve it. And it contradicted Denmark's own foreign policy. Why? Because the US controls the F-35 supply chain. Danish MP Rasmus Jarlov, once a supporter of the deal, later admitted regret, saying they thought they were buying jets but realized they were effectively leasing them, with Washington holding the keys. This control is enforced through the F-35's logistics system, which allows the US to monitor data, manage maintenance, and potentially disable aircraft anywhere in the world. European defense analysts call this conditional sovereignty. Countries may own the jets, but not the authority to use them freely. Canada now faces the same choice: accept that vulnerability or choose a different model. Sweden's proposal offers that alternative: full assembly in Canada, genuine technology transfer, and an independent defense manufacturing base, supporting up to 10,000 high-skill aerospace jobs. The question is no longer which jet is better,
It's whether sovereignty is symbolic or real.
By contrast, Lockheed Martin's offer brings only a few hundred parts supply jobs, many of which Donald Trump has already pushed to move back to the United States. But the real difference isn't jobs, it's control. Under the Gripen program, Canada would own the source code. Upgrades, maintenance, and operational changes could be made independently, without asking permission from Sweden. There's no US-controlled logistics system watching every move, no risk of politically motivated parts embargoes. This philosophy isn't theoretical. Sweden learned the hard way during the Cold War that technological independence is political independence. The Gripen was designed around that idea. European analysts call this sovereign sustainment, the ability to keep aircraft operational without foreign approval. It's built into the jet itself. There's also a strategic fit. Canada and Sweden both operate in the Arctic, short runways, extreme cold, remote bases. The F-35 was designed for aircraft carriers and major air bases. The Gripen was designed to operate from highways and improvised runways. Then there's cost. Lockheed Martin advertises the F-35 at around $85 million per jet, but that's just the purchase price. Canada's Auditor General estimates operating the fleet over 30 years could cost up to $50 billion, with flight hour costs between $35,000 and $47,000. The Gripen E averages about $8,000 per flight hour, based on NATO exercise data. So the question isn't just how much Canada pays, it's where the money goes. With the F-35, most of it flows back to US contractors. With the Gripen, it stays in Canada, along with the control.
Under the Gripen E plan, investment stays in Canadian factories, training programs, and infrastructure. That isn't just defense spending, that's national development. Canada's Auditor General, Karen Hogan, has also flagged hidden F-35 costs. US-mandated hangar redesigns at CFB Cold Lake and CFB Bagotville, costing hundreds of millions, pushing timelines toward 2031. So the question sharpens. Is Canada buying aircraft or paying rent on someone else's system? That brings us back to diplomacy. When Ambassador Pete Huxra threatened economic consequences for reconsidering the F-35, he wasn't defending shared security. He was defending corporate interests. A truly superior product doesn't need intimidation. It wins on performance, reliability, and value. Ultimatums signal weakness, not strength. Canada now faces a crossroads. One path accepts pressure, locks into the F-35, and bets decades of sovereignty on stable relations with Washington, despite unpredictable leadership and casual talk of annexation. The other path is harder, but clearer. Choose the Gripen. Build domestic capability. Assert that Canadian sovereignty is not negotiable. There may be consequences, tariffs, diplomatic friction, but nations don't secure independence by avoiding discomfort. Prime Minister Mark Carney has said his duty is to choose what's best for Canada, not for Washington or Lockheed Martin. The money exists. The real question isn't financial. It's whether Canada has the resolve to decide for itself. Because if a country can't choose how it defends its own airspace, then sovereignty becomes an empty word. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Skyjet Wings.